So with UFC 315 finally wrapped up, and as as it may have looked on paper, Aldo getting robbed by an Ariel Helwani lookalike, having to sit through 2 women's MMA fights on a pay-per-view card, and preparing myself for what I thought was going to be a usual boring Belal Muhammad performance. Here I was expecting this to be yet another stinky event this year where I sacrificed my sleep and my health to be the degenerate UFC fan that I am. Based off what I was seeing on the weigh-in show, it seemed like Daniel Cormier was even going through the same feeling. But it turns out it was all worth it, as JDM has just saved us all from Belal Muhammad. Being a UFC fan has never felt so right. Just living life has never felt so good. Something in the air just hits different now. And I'm sure that Daniel Cormier is really glad he didn't commit to what it said on the weigh-in show now. And probably nobody happier than Kamaru Usman right now. Or Tricus Duplessis, or Islam Makhachev.
Aussie, Aussie.
And before any Belal Muhammad fan starts commenting how he didn't actually save us from anyone, I actually like Belal, and Belal hate is so forced. Listen, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that like Belal, like his parents at least. I am joking, but for real, I'm sure Belal Muhammad is a lovely guy outside of the cage. I've got nothing against him. I don't know the guy, but all I can say is thank the MMA gods for answering my prayers. And, you know, JDM for answering my DMs. Because I don't care what any Belal fan tries to gaslight me with, they'll never convince me otherwise that this is one of the most boring fighter careers I've ever had to sit through. But hey, if you're one of those fans that find him entertaining to watch, then at the very least, you've always got YouTube and Fight Pass to rewatch his fights on if you're, you know, struggling to sleep at any point or whatever. So by no means am I saying that Belal is deserving of actual genuine hate. He's no John Jones or Ian Gary. He's just fucking painfully boring. So if you are, let's say, an unbiased MMA fan, I can't see any reason why you would root for Belal over JDM. I mean, the man has 3 finishes in 20 UFC fights. JDM has 3 finishes in his very first 3 UFC fights. There's levels to violence. And funny enough, when it came to Belal's very first title defense is when he needed a finish most. Not that he got it. Like 17 of 20 of his UFC fights. And I know some people scored it for Belal, and 2 of the judges had it 2-2 going into the 5th, which is f***ing insane. Had JDM not put it on Belal in the 5th round, we would have seen a Belal Muhammad brutal robbery split decision win. And don't get me wrong, this was a great fight for once, and I had a lot more fun than I actually anticipated. Sure, Belal might not actually have hands like Canelo, but he does have a chin like him, eating JDM shots all night long. He may not have many fans, he may not have any punching power, he may have no finishing instincts, but he's got heart. But yet again, thank he's not the champion anymore. I'm even seeing Belal fans cope saying he lost due to a bad game plan and he should have wrestled more. JDM was defending his takedowns pretty easily, by the way. I know Belal said he wasn't going to shoot for any takedowns, even though, you know, he's shot in the very first round. Hey, not to say he shouldn't wrestle. MMA's MMA, you do you, but like, the takedowns were getting easily stuffed. I'm just saying, you know, he ain't no Leon Edwards. I don't really know what Belal fans going to comment this, so I'm just going to address this now. How can you say that Merab saved us from Umar, but JDM saved us from Belal? This is double standards. Merab goes to decisions as well. Listen, Merab has had more entertaining fights. He's fought tougher competition. And hell, the other day, I even saw him fighting a f***ing gorilla. Not to mention, he doesn't talk as much bollocks while under-delivering. And on top of that, Merab is a public JG2 enjoyer, so he's got my support until the day I die. But yeah, for whatever reason, you either had people praying that JDM would save us all.
Save the division. Save the division.
Or you'd have the people that pretend to enjoy Belal Muhammad as champion to, I guess, look more like a serious hardcore fan.
Pepper him up! Pepper his little pussy ass up!
And you can call me a casual all you want. I really don't care. Belal is boring as I don't care if he slammed Leon Edwards on his head. The Edwards fight was boring as hell. The Burns fight was boring. The Wonder Boy fight was boring. The Maya fight was boring. Majority of the fights are boring. I don't get why all of a sudden when it comes to Belal Muhammad, so many fans come to defend such a boring fighter, as if that's not a reason to not be a fan of a fighter, as if he's some Make-A-Wish kid. I just don't It's such weird virtual signaling. I don't understand it at all. Especially after all the shit that Belal yapped before the fights.
You're about to see the greatest MMA performance you ever seen in your life. You're going to see the meaning of Canelo hands. Jack goes down in 3, he gets knocked out.
As for you, Jack, Belal said yesterday as well that he's going to take your soul in this fight. What does that mean to you, I guess?
He's never
gonna lose
taken
his
anyone's
soul. What do you think that
so
means?
Yeah, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna show that I'm the best boxer in the welterweight division. We're not gonna lose. We're gonna continue winning. Like I said, I'm here to build the biggest and best legacy the world has ever seen. People laughed at it when I said it the other day, and they were like, "Oh, he said he compared himself to GSP. Haha, what an idiot!" But now look where I am. Look at the guys I have in my resume.
He's going to need the ref to save him tomorrow. I'm on Saturday night when I break him. He's going to need the ref to pull me off him. That's what he's going to need saving from.
As the guy that's being hunted, I'm the hunter. I want Jack's record. I want Jack's streak. I want Jack's soul.
I guess Belal just gets a pass for it because he has the punching power of a woman and no one just takes him seriously at all. Hell, for whatever reason, even a lot of the fighters don't tend to take Belal that seriously.
Bro, going into this fight, you just know it's going to be a snoozer, unfortunately, you know? Like,
Why you saying that? Why you know that?
okay, here's a stat that I saw after the fight is that Belal Muhammad's got 4 hours and 17 minutes and 38 seconds in the cage of the UFC and has 0 knockdowns. He hasn't knocked down anyone in 4 hours and 17 minutes.
170. Who's 170 champ? That's Belal Muhammad. Yeah,
Belal.
you're kind of right. Yeah, I think it's the,
I
probably the
can't
first
believe
time.
you just said who is the 170 champ.
Belal's great. Like, you know, everyone loves to hate him, including myself. You know
why
what I
is
mean?
he so hated?
I don't know. Like, I mean, I've tried. I feel bad because I feel like he's been hard done by.
Yeah.
But then he does stuff, and then I've tried. I've tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I get along with everybody, and I just can't. And then we seem to clash.
But Belal, he's a fake champ. He's a fake.
Fuck off.
Most boring champion ever.
I don't think so. He said, I'm not leaving Montreal without that belt. does that mean he lives in Montreal now?
Me and Thunder Thumbs himself, you guys. We're here.
And I mean, when you got Volkanovski even admitting he's a hater of yours, you know you f***ed up. To be fair, though, it shouldn't be that surprising that Belal gets shit from other fighters. I've never seen another fighter shit on so many other fighters so often.
And the dude sucks.
Come on, Belal.
I'm telling you.
That's some bullshit.
If I'm being honest, I think Jerkis sucks. He had a fight Sean Strickland who sucks. Kobe literally sucks.
All these like so-called experts, even these fighters, you have Demetrius Johnson thinking that he's this great analyst. He sucks. Usman sucks at analyzing stuff. Dude sucks.
Rashawn sucks.
You didn't finish Nate Diaz. You didn't finish Donald Cerrone. You didn't finish RDA. All these guys are 55 or lightweights. And you're talking this big game like you're some killer headshot bang. Like you had one finish in how many fights?
Do you think that fight could eventually happen?
I mean, yeah, I think I'm going to end it. If he ends up getting the belt back somehow, I'm going to go for my double champ status. Or if the UFC wants to do another BMF sort of belt, I'll slap him around the cage for free.
The BMF belt, you Belal Muhammad. You realize it stands for baddest motherfucker, not Belal Muhammad. Fucker. Like, Usman was hated when he was known as a foot stomper going to boring decisions. Until he knocked out Masvidal in a rematch, everyone just started to love him. It's not that hard of a concept to grasp that people don't like boring fighters. But for whatever reason now, there's so many new fans that pretend to like boring styles to look more like a hardcore fan. God forbid someone online thinks you're a casual because you like fun. It's like there's this new type of MMA fans that just virtual signal for fighters that are disliked by most fans. I don't want to see anyone call Belal boring anymore, especially if they like Strickland. I'm sorry, one entertaining fight is what it takes to not be considered boring anymore. I don't understand why every Belal fan has to compare him to Strickland as well. Most people consider Strickland boring, and he's achieved the same heights as Belal whilst dropping people during it. Even when the UFC accounts promoting Belal tweeting, "Remember the name, @BullyB170 is looking to KO another contender on Saturday night." Another KO. Bear in mind, the clip they used was a TKO. A standing TKO. Not to mention all the delusional takes Belal would just yap on about whenever he felt like.
I'd rather fight Leon because I think that win will mean more to me, right? It'll cement myself as the best welterweight to ever do it. To have, when you look at my resume,
it'll be up there with GSP's resume. There'll be nobody else up there with me. Honestly, Duplessis sucks. Like, if I'm being honest about it, like, skill for skill, like, I would dominate Duplessis, and I don't think he's that good. And I do think Islam would dominate him and out-grapple him and take him to the ground, and it's like...
But yeah, with all that said, the incredibly boring style of Belal isn't fun to watch, and it just doesn't sell. And you really can't even say otherwise. The event was struggling to sell tickets the week of the event. Death Sentence is pulling in bigger numbers than Belal on Belal's fight week. And Nina Drama can't even crack 100k views interviewing Belal on his pay-per-view fight week, even with the UFC promoting it, cramming it down our throats. We don't want it, UFC. Even Demetrius Johnson is posting the meme about Death Sentence pulling in bigger numbers than Belal Muhammad. And Belal Muhammad should take notes. Have you seen the way Death Sentence fights? Belal is so unmarketable that the UFC security doesn't even know who he is.
Security doesn't know he's a champion.
Like, the biggest promotional tool for this event and this fight was the fact that if Belal won, it meant we'd get Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. And I don't care what's going on with UFC negotiations, they're not going to blackmail me into rooting for Belal and the destruction of the sport. And it seems that Islam Makhachev himself is even delighted to see JDM save us all from Belal Muhammad tweeting, "Time to become double champion, #inshallah, let's go. You are not folk, I will show you different level. Keep my belt clean." But to be fair, all these Islam tweets talking shit are just blatantly Ali seething at the fact that Belal lost. But even if it is Islam talking all this shit, hey, you know, he's the man right now, and it just makes the JDM Islam fight all the more fun. And you know what? I said we really settle things by doing Makhachev versus JDM in Perth, and in the co-main event, we finally settle the beef with Volkanovski versus Belal Muhammad. Who's with me?
Stylistically, Belal, you know what I mean? That's a fight that I believe I could do.
But the guy's weird, but I'm like, bro, if he wants to smoke, what is he, 5'1", welterweight, come up.
I reckon I could stylistically give Belal a hard time. Like, I mean, and what pisses me off is like, wait. You admit that Islam does very good against you. He couldn't do that stuff. I mean, he's better at you at that world.
Yeah.
And why are you acting so surprised? You know what I mean? Like, why... You can see where I'm going with this. You know, obviously there's a weight thing, but I mean, it obviously didn't matter then. I don't think it's going to matter with you. I don't expect anyone to be able to out-wrestle me for 5 rounds. I'm going to be there the whole time. And I don't think you've got the knockout power to do any damage. And I think I'll piece you up on the feet.
But seriously, other than Belal just being out of the title picture now, because let's be real, the UFC's never letting him near a title ever again. With Leon Edwards out of the picture as well, and Colby Covington being a bum-ass streamer, and Usman about to lose to Buckley, it looks like the welterweight division is finally healing, and we finally got a breed of new fun contenders, like Islam Makhachev moving up, Sean Brady, Shavkat, Buckley, Gary... Oh, God. Ugh. Sorry, the idea of Gary being champion made me want to be sick. With JDM on top of the division now with his crispy boxing, improved takedown defense, and newfound aura. Welterweight hasn't been this exciting since... I guess a long time. Me personally, my favorites being JDM and Buckley. I hope either one of them run the division. If Islam Makhachev becomes double champion, that would be crazy. Brady and Shavkat are cool. All I can ask for from the MMA gods, if they can just bless us one more time, is please, dear MMA gods, don't let Ian Gary become a champion.
Sign up to my boy's YouTube channel. That is JG2. And for those who don't, you can do me a favor and you can bend the knee to King Triple C too.